Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Missy Albrecht. I'm a doctor of physical therapy, and I'm really excited to have Karen Rylander here. She's a nutrition consultant and also an advocate for safer skincare, and I'll let her say hello.
Hi guys, excited to be here.
Yeah, so I wanted to bring Karen on because I'm actually going to just share my screen here now. Really becoming passionate about what you put on your body matters. So with the visceral manipulation work that I do, I have found that helping people detox their bodies from all the toxins that are in our world really helps to improve the function of the organ. And this isn't just, a lot of times people think it's just what they put in their body, but a lot of it's what you put on your body. So we're going to go through this here. So just to briefly talk about the function of the skin, the function is to actually be a barrier from toxins. So it's supposed to protect us from that. But there are certain chemicals, and Karen's going to get into this a little bit more in detail, that can pass through the cells. They can pass between the cells and even get into our hair follicles. And so the reason that I personally see in my practice why toxins, what they do to our body, is this is a picture of the inside of your abdomen and all of our organs. And it can start to create buildup in the organs so that they don't function as well, as optimally as we want them to. And so you get this kind of scar tissue built up between the organs, and it just makes your system work a lot harder than we want, right, Karen?
Absolutely.
So that's kind of why I'm passionate about it, but I'm going to let Karen kind of get into what got her into safer skincare so that we can have a little bit more detail and a better understanding of why what we put on our body matters.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a certified nutrition consultant working with clients, helping them figure out how to eat in a way that uncovers your innate wellness. So really just sort of getting rid of all the processed crap that really bogs down our system, and it goes way beyond the food that we're eating. So I would work with clients, and we've cleaned up their diet, they're exercising, but they're still having some issues. So I really focus on helping them switch to safer skincare products because it does matter what you put on your skin. And so there's something, a topic called your toxic load. So you want to really reduce the overall toxins in your life so your body can function optimally. So one of the major issues with the things that we put onto our skin is that it does get into our blood. Our skin is a barrier, but it can only do so much. And it's really the amount of chemicals that you're putting on your skin that's the issue. The skin could protect you from some things, but those things you're putting on your skin every single day, the things that you're putting onto your skin when you're in the shower and those pores are open, the things that you're breathing in every day, they really matter. And so what they end up doing, one of the major things, is that they end up disrupting our endocrine system. So our endocrine system is all of our hormones, and hormones are these chemical messengers that basically tell the body what to do. So certain chemicals can get into your body and kind of mess up all those signals. So one example is something called parabens. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's a chemical preservative that's in a lot of beauty care products. And this paraben actually mimics our hormone estrogen. And so when it gets into your body, it messes up that delicate balance, delicate hormone balance there. So parabens are just one thing that you really want to look for. Missy, I don't know if you've ever checked your labels on your body care products. Have you seen that word before?
Oh yeah, I feel like when I started to look into the toxins when I was having the chronic fatigue issues, it was unbelievable how many parabens and just how many chemicals that I had no idea what they were, what they meant were on there. So And that's affecting male and female hormones, correct?
Absolutely. So there's another chemical that's in a lot of body care products called phthalates, and this is a chemical that actually really targets testosterone, so that can cause issues in males as well. So it's not just a female issue; it's for everybody. I even think about my dog when she's she licks me a lot. So
Yeah.
when she's licking my skin, I'm like, what is she licking off of me?
Yep.
So it affects everyone. Hormones are not just a female issue, right? Everyone has hormones, and these chemicals can do a lot of different things. They can mimic hormones, they can um, reduce them, increase them, and things like that. So it can be quite dangerous, and really it has to do with that overall toxic load, right? So you're putting on your lotion, you're putting on your antiperspirant, your mascara, your lipstick, all these things sort of compound and can push you over to having some issues.
Yep. Perfect. All right. You want me to share a slide there?
Please, yeah. So that might be a little bit sort of scary, but the good news is that we're really moving towards companies taking responsibility for what's in their products. And one that I've started working with is called Beauty Counter. And I have a couple of slides here just to show you some facts that I didn't know about, even as a nutrition consultant.
Oop. There we go.
So one, just we were talking about, why it is important to think about the things that you put on your skin. And one is this study by the Red Cross that found over 200 industrial chemicals found in the cord blood of newborn babies. So to me, that's just devastating to think that, this brand new person hasn't really been exposed to much. They're not wearing deodorant and lotion. It's just, they still have these chemicals in their blood. So it's just showing you that it does get into your body. So here's an interesting fact. So you may not know that the FDA governs our body care industry. And I'm going to compare it to the European Union. They banned over 1,400 different chemicals from their products. While here in the United States, that number is 30. So the FDA has done very, very little to protect us from these hazardous chemicals.
Shocking.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Which is crazy just because I feel like Europe always seems to be ahead of the game when it comes to health stuff. We should always kind of follow suit.
Yeah. So here's another fact that I found very shocking. There hasn't been a major law passed regulating the cosmetics industry since 1938. And so if you think about how many chemicals have been introduced into our society, into our foods, into all of our products since 1938, this is just, it's kind of terrifying. I mean, on the one hand, I think we all know that the FDA is not really looking out for us, and that's why you really need to do your own research. But on the other hand, 1938 was just completely just shocking to me.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah. So here's something, if you take one thing away from what I'm talking about today, is that when you see that term fragrance in your body care products, also in kind of covers natural flavors as well in your food products. But this is a way that companies can sort of hide their proprietary information about how they create a product. And so they don't have to tell us what that fragrance is. So my cousin, her little girl has asthma, and she had contacted me because her husband was using some body care products, and it was triggering her daughter's asthma. So I contacted the company that she was using, and I was like, we really need to know exactly every ingredient in your products so we can figure out what's triggering her asthma. And the reply I got was that it's proprietary information, and they wouldn't tell me. So the takeaway there is that this word fragrance, if they're not going to tell you what it is exactly, it's most likely something that's not good for you. And a lot of times it is that phthalates that I was talking about earlier. that can be an endocrine disruptor.
Which is, yeah, that's so crazy that they can't share that information.
Mm-hmm. So as I mentioned earlier, I started working with a company out of California called Beauty Counter. They're from Santa Monica. And their whole mission is to create products that are safer for us. And so they go above and beyond what is necessary by the FDA. So that number I mentioned earlier, 30, the number of ingredients banned by the FDA, Beauty Counter goes even above and beyond the European Union standards. It bans over 1,400 different potentially harmful chemicals from all of their body care products. This is just a short list of some of them, some of the top ones that you really want to look out for. If you have any questions about this, we'll put a link, and they have a lot of great information on their website. But you can also go to, I don't know if you guys have heard of Environmental Working Group. It's a nonprofit. Here we go. Thank you, Missy.
You're welcome.
This is a really great resource. This is where I send all my clients first. I say, go here, do your own research, put in the products you are using right now, and it will give it a safety rating. So ewg.org/skin deep. Go there, see what they say about what you're using now. If you don't like what you see, check out some of the safer products from Beauty Counter.
Perfect.
So where do you start? So this can be sort of overwhelming. I like to think about it. What are you using every single day? What are you putting on your skin, even multiple times a day? So hand soap, right? That's something you're using a lot. Lotion. Those two I would definitely start with. Your shampoo and your conditioner. If you're using nail polish, absolutely anything on your child. As I mentioned, a lot of those chemicals are endocrine disruptors. And so disrupting the hormone balance, that can be particularly devastating to a developing child. Hair dye, fragrances, deodorant, anything that you're using every single day. What do you think about that list, Missy?
I think those are a great place to start. And I think the biggest thing to share with people is that it's a process. It can be very overwhelming, and I've had days where I just like throw everything away, which is good. But like, for example, I don't know your opinion on this, but I just started looking into water filters for my shower.
Oh, yeah.
So I just feel like there's so many different levels, and just telling people, you know, it make it a journey, and just start to get to know some of those chemicals that you want to definitely avoid, and starting with this list.
Yeah, absolutely. Just pick one thing to start with.
Yeah.
Any little small change is going to be helpful.
Definitely. So along the lines of, I personally use the Beauty Counter makeup, and I love it. I feel like makeup, they've had essential oils around for a really long time, and people were making their own shampoo and that kind of stuff, but makeup was a hard thing. I would say makeup and sunscreen were really hard things to find that were natural, and that you knew that someone had put the work into. So it's really, I love the Beauty Counter stuff. And then just to briefly touch on some of the essential oil stuff, if you are a DIY person, there are a ton of different recipes that you can make for counter spray, window cleaner. And you don't really think of those necessarily getting on your skin always, but when you're cleaning stuff, it can get in your body. When you're breathing it in, it can get in your body. But even lotion, you can find lotion recipes. And then doTERRA is the purest essential oil company out there that I've found. They also make stuff. So if you're not really into making your own stuff, they have laundry detergent, hand soap, this cleaner concentrate. So even just, I mean, I feel like we wash our hands so many times a day. And then like if you have kids around, that they're using that. And so it's just something. That was probably the first one that I replaced, was my hand soap.
Yeah, I think that's a great place to start. And just touching on the essential oils, I think they're such a fantastic resource when you start getting in to a non-toxic lifestyle is kind of what I call it, because they are super effective. We use the On Guard from doTERRA in our office to clean everything. We use the laundry detergent, we use the hand soap, um, and I just love having an alternative to sort of harsh chemicals. I went super like DIY and was using like coconut oil and frankincense, and while very effective, I'm not a DIY person.
Yep.
So it's nice to have another company to turn to, and in particular the makeup, like you were saying,
Yeah.
mascara or something. I
You
don't
ever
know.
try making your own?
I don't know how to make mascara.
I feel like it would be maybe some cocoa powder
Yeah.
and no,
That
I
would be
don't.
interesting. I don't know how to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not interested in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's super helpful. So I have one more question for you, Karen, just to kind of tie in. So the visceral manipulation work that I do, making sure the organs are in an optimal state so they can do their function. The liver, for example, is designed to remove toxins from our body. But if it's overloaded, it can't function very well and it starts to get hard and the tissue gets thicker and it can't filter the blood as well. So I just want to kind of summarize and hone in on why those chemicals, like what specifically those chemicals could do to the liver itself.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not just that the chemicals are endocrine disruptors. The other huge issue is that they can overwhelm the liver, which is how we detox. So it happens kind of in two different ways. One is that when the liver is overwhelmed, it actually will send those chemicals to our fat tissue for protection, to keep it away from like our brains and our sensitive tissue. So that can cause your fat cells to enlarge. So a lot of times when people are looking for a way to lose fat, I look at the toxins in their life and how their liver is functioning. The liver can also filters our hormones. So when it's overwhelmed, hormones can recirculate, and again, that can cause a disruption in that delicate balance of our endocrine system. And then also, I just did a blog post on this. I was just reading that toxic chemicals, can actually deplete a really important amino acid called glycine. And glycine is needed to create glutathione, which is like the major antioxidant in our system. So when you have this overwhelming onslaught of chemicals, that glycine is going to be depleted, which in turn depletes antioxidants, which in turn it can overwhelm our body with free radicals, and our liver is just not going to function the way that it should. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, definitely. Just
Yeah.
giving kind of people a bigger picture of again, because most people think my skin is there as a barrier to protect and not let things in. So it's just cool to know what those chemicals are doing and why it matters. It's not just a fad.
No. Yeah, so it's really important to think about what you're putting on your skin for sure.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you, ma'am.
Thanks for having me. This is fun.
Yeah, maybe we'll figure out something
Yeah,
else to chat
it's a
about.
huge topic. So, I mean, we could talk about the liver forever. I love the liver.
Yeah,
It does so much for us, and there's a lot you can do to support it. So maybe we can talk about that next time.
yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, have a good one. Bye,
You too.
everyone.
Bye.